Hello and welcome back to Euro Truck Simulator, second attempt. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I actually already recorded an episode because, well, the game was patched. Okay, so we have a lot of different places to go. We can't go anywhere up in Norway yet because we don't have the DLC for Scandinavia. We do have Russia. Could go Russia, maybe. But my goal is to go into Poland for reasons. Krakow. There we go. So anyway, what I was going to say is that well, you know what, I'll explain it better once we get on the road, because you know I have to adjust my mirrors, and I'm a pain in the ass about that, so. You can see now we are on Truck Sim 6, because we are on patch 117. Yay! Okay, so yeah, like I said, I'll be right back. Okay, we're back, so. Engine started. Lights on, clutch in, here we go. So like what I was saying, patch 117 just came out, and I had to wait for the TSM map to update, and it wasn't updating. I was waiting and waiting and waiting, and it still wasn't updating, so I ended up recording, I downloaded, installed, and recorded an episode with Pro Mods. Well, this morning, I go to upload the video, or I go to publish the video, and all of a sudden, TSM is updated. So it's like, well, shit. So now I have to re-record the episode. And we'll be ready to go. So, something I am super, super excited about is you may know that I asked SES a while ago, well, like 2-3 weeks, if they have a button that I was missing that you could use to toggle your Jake brake on or off. Because in American trucks, it automatically comes on when your foot's not on the gas pedal. And that's not the way it worked in this game. You actually had to push a button, and that's what their response was, is that you actually had to push a button. So I was very sad about that. But then I was reading the patch notes for 117, and they actually added a toggle button. So it's like, holy shit. They did a feature request for me, basically. I was super stoked. So now we have that turned on. Because otherwise, you know, if it not for that patch, I probably would have just ran 116 to record this episode, and we wouldn't have to worry about the backpack. Because I don't have Scandinavia anyway. So that is super, super exciting now, is that I could actually just take my foot off the gas pedal and the truck will start slowing down the way it's supposed to in real life, and I don't have to actually be bothered fiddling with any buttons or anything. I also have the advantage now, is that now that I don't need to constantly hit that button, I was able to move around my buttons on my controller a little bit better. That now I can completely shift without having to do anything with my right hand other than put my hand on the stick. Because before I used to have to work the splitter with my right hand while simultaneously moving the shifter with my right hand. Which, now while you do that in real life, the button is actually on the shifter itself to be the splitter. Which wasn't the case here. But now it works fine, so I don't have to worry about it anymore. For those of you who do or do not know, I don't know, I use a Logitech G27 as a steering wheel. And now the controls are a lot nicer now that I've got the auto braking the way I'm supposed to in a real truck. Those face buttons on the left side are right signal, left signal, and range selector. On the right side is brights and retarder up or down. The left flappy paddle is my splitter. The right flappy paddle is to turn the Jake brake on or off, which is now a toggle instead of being press and hold. And before, my splitter and Jake brake were rotated. This way I could actually operate the Jake brake with my left hand. Now I don't need to operate it, so it don't matter. And then down on the stick shift, the buttons on the top there are to change my computer display, to change my GPS modes, either map on the left or current job on the right. The bottom is pause. My D-pad is for my cruise control. Right turns it on, left resumes, up moves the speed up, and down moves the speed down. It's easy to remember. And then these buttons down here, I've got horn, hazards, lights, and wipers. We don't need wipers. You're chewing up your blades, Blitz. I think that sign said no trucks in the left lane. Fuck the police. Aria. Huh. The Aria of Sorrows? Something I am trying to do is I'm trying to force myself to be a little bit more gingerly with the stick shift. So I'd be like a real truck, not, you know, if you're in a race car, banging gears is fine, that's what you're supposed to do. But in a truck, it just feels funny. We are now in the Czech Republic, I think? No, we're in Poland. Okay. I thought that said Czech Republic. No, that's definitely a Polish flag, though, so we are in Poland. So we have to be careful, because Poland is like the New Jersey of Europe. Everything's wrong, nothing makes sense. How do you find the Polish motorcycle in the parking lot? Look for the one with air conditioning. Do you know why there's no ice cubes in Poland? The inventor died without writing down the recipe. Do you know how you can locate a Polish flashlight? Look for the one with solar panels. It's cool because I'm Polish, at least a quarter. My biggest ancestral group is actually German. I don't know if I've mentioned that before, but that's why we are based in Germany, because, you know, I'm German. Well, the biggest chunk of me anyway. I also have Polish, French, English, a little bit of Irish, very little bit of Scottish. Believe it or not, I even have like 0.25% of Native American in me. That's always fun. How about you guys? What's your ancestry? I mean, I'm obviously born and bred American. I'm from the United States. My parents are from the United States. Their parents are from the United States. Point is, I'm an American. I don't say I'm a German American or Irish American, because A, I'm not a nationalized citizen. I'm native born. And B, as John Wayne would say, as soon as you put that hyphen in, you're a divided American. We're not divided Americans in this room. In this truck cab, yes. In this truck cab, we're all purebred Americans. There we go. I have to really look over there to see my mirror. The FOV on this truck is apparently lower than some other trucks, so I really have to look right to see my mirror. And I'm drifting over that dotted line again, aren't I? I know, I'm an asshole. Good God, that guy scared me. I start making a lane change and all of a sudden he floors it. To be fair, the speed limit is... well, the truck speed limit's 80. I thought I changed that to be a normal speed limit, but... maybe not. You can hear the Jake brake is working properly. That's a speed camera. But we got down to speed in time. Now see, I was doing 90 and it says truck speed limit 80 and they did not give me a speeding ticket. So the speeding tickets are actually based off the real speed, not the truck speed limit. So by all means, I'm going to change my GPS to show the actual speed limit, because what do I care what the truck speed limit is if I'm not going to get a ticket for it, right? Good. Away we go. There's like nothing here. Could be worse. Is it France? No, Italy. There's like a toll booth every 5 yards. Very annoying. Sorry. There's a toll booth every 4.5 meters. Now we don't alienate anybody in Europe. Oh, there comes the lights. That's the other thing you may notice. My steering wheel was glowing earlier. Unfortunately, they changed the way that lighting works a little bit in the game. And so my HDR fix doesn't work anymore. So now I have to deal with obsessive bloom until they get that fixed. You can even see that line there on the side of the road is kind of strobing. Very annoying. I don't like it. Maybe I'll try going back to my old HDR mod. The other one was better, but maybe this one is compatible versus the new one is not. Because yeah, look at that. That line is like jumping off in our face. Sucks real bad, man. Oh god, that looked like a toll booth sign. And that was a speeding ticket. Ticket, please. Thank you. I also find myself, I keep involuntarily leaning forward in my seat, which I shouldn't do, because then you guys can't see my speedometer or anything. Can't see my tack anyway. I mean, I have to actually look down to see my tack, and then you can't see out my window, so I ain't gonna do that. You can just see the top of my speedometer, but because of the design of the truck, you can't see the tack. It doesn't matter. You drive trucks for a while, and you can learn how to shift just by the sound of the engine. Also, funny story. Well, not really a story, but still. Cherry lemonade is delicious. Arnold Palmers are delicious. Making an Arnold Palmer with cherry lemonade, not so good. I don't understand it either, because I like cherry tea, I like cherry lemonade, but you put the cherry and the lemon and the tea together, and something just doesn't work. I don't know why, but there you go. Just like another one, spaghetti is good, cheese is good, spaghetti and cheese is great, tacos are good, tacos and cheese are good. Tacos and cheese on top of spaghetti, not as tasty. I thought that would have been a good food experiment. It didn't work. You would think the two pairs of great taste should taste great together, but they don't. I was lied to. Something you do notice is that with this patch, the trucks seem to be a little bit louder. Because I think they said that they went actually 2 different truck places and, got to play around and actually record their engines again from scratch. So the engines are a little bit more realistic than they used to be. And you heard earlier when we were turning, you heard like trailer linkage noise, that little... There's the rumble strip again. I don't know why, but I love riding on the rumble strip. We have to be careful if we ever get to England, because I know that's going to fuck with me, because if you try to ride the rumble strip, and you're on the other side of the road, I'm going to be driving over the dashed yellow. Double yellow, dash yellow, solid yellow. I don't know what the yellow is in England, but the divider between the opposing sides of traffic. Speed limit 110, speed limit 90. There's got to be a speed camera somewhere. There's not. Okay, works for me. I saw a construction zone, I assumed there'd be a speed camera there. But there's not, so I'm happy. Here's your money. Split. Shift and split. Split. Split and shift. Split. Split and shift. See, I keep shifting a little late with this truck. Split. You want to shift just at the top of that green zone, at the 15. Range selector. Split and shift. I've got my gear ratio set up like a Eaton Fuller 18 speed. Which, since I only have 12 gears for this truck, is a little annoying. Even my own Volvo only has 14. Split. So, I mean, the upper range selector only has 4 gears, and the lower one has, what, 10? So it's a little asymmetrical. An actual Volvo truck in real life has got a crawler, a high crawler, and then a 3-position stick. Damn it. I saw that camera there, I'm like, is that for the other direction? No, it was for us. So in a Volvo, you'd get crawl or low, and then the splitter would put it to high-low. Then you've got 1, 2, 3, each are split, so you get 1 low, 1 high, 2 low, 2 high, 3 low, 3 high. Range selector to then give you 4 low, 4 high, 5 low, 5 high, 6 low, 6 high. Almost didn't stop in time. We're gonna split shift. 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 So see, we're skipping the splits now. And by doing that, you do have to use a little bit more fuel, because you have to get the RPMs up higher, that this way when you shift, they stay in a good range. But yes, you have to shift more frequently. You wear your clutch a little bit more, I would say. Which is why, you know, big rigs in real life, I'm told they don't really use their clutch. You only use your clutch when you're starting off, and now with today's synchronized gears, you don't ever touch your clutch again. You just, you know, I guess what they call float shift. So if you hit the splitter and then take your foot off the gas, it would automatically shift gears, and you put your foot back down the gas. You don't actually hit the clutch to split shift. And then when you're actually shifting regularly, like you actually have to move the stick, you take your foot off the gas, put it in neutral, wait a little bit until the RPMs come down, and then you push it back into gear, and it'll actually just fall into gear without needing the clutch. as far as I understand it. I've never tried it, because again, like I said, I've never driven a truck. Broke a little early there. Your employer will pay the toll of €13. As well he should. You see how low my RPMs go when I shift if I'm not splitting gears? Now it only goes halfway down the green zone. So I mean, there's pros and cons. I usually end up splitting after about the third shift or so in these trucks. I mean, my own personal truck, I can get all the way up to like 11 or 12 before I have to worry about splitting. But most trucks don't have the grunt that mine does. I think it's got like a 750 horse engine. Or 750, was it Newton meters? Which is over 1,000 horse, maybe? I'm thinking about it. Or Newton meters. No, it's like foot-pounds. Watts. 750 watts. I don't know. I haven't driven it in a while. Am I riding on the rail? No, it's just a really bumpy-ass road. Anyone coming? No, good. We're going. Get back here, asshole. Who told you to pass me? It should say Krakow discovered as soon as we hit that sign. There we go. It says a little bit later, but there you go. We're in Krakow. So now we can take jobs from Krakow. If you're curious there, as I was testing to make sure that they didn't do the bug of letting you use your Jake brake while you're neutral, which would be fundamentally wrong, and I'm happy to say, did not do that. Your Jake brake only works when you're in gear, and that's how it should be. Okay, I'm staring at my mirror. I know you guys can't really see it, but I am staring at my mirror. And I overcooked it already. Damn it. See, ever so slightly overcooked it already. I installed it. A little more fuel before you put the clutch out, dumbass. Problem is, I always try to take the clutch out too early. There we go. Look at that. Okay, we're square enough now. I'm just going to let it coast in on its own power. Yeah, you see how that line is glowing? That's why we had the HDR fix before. Come on. Come on. Come on. Go green. Go green. There we go. Neutral. Parking brake. Trailer. That's the other thing, too. They added a bit of a delay now. When you say disconnect trailer, it's not instantaneous. It actually has to disconnect first. There we go. So we have delivered our sawdust panels. Whatever the hell you want that for. I guess this is what Europe calls a particle board. But there you go. The new one, or the new patch, much betterer. And there's DLC available now for like 19 bucks, or your regional equivalent, which is a little steep for me, so I'll have to wait until it comes down a bit. Until next time.